Welcome to Discovery, Florida A&M University's program showcasing research innovations transforming our world, with Destiny Webster reporting, and your host, alumna Olivia Smith.
Hello everyone, we're glad you joined us for this edition of Discovery. Groundbreaking innovations are constant at the Division of Research, so let's dive right in. The School of the Environment landed a $15.4 million grant from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, to manage the very critical Center for Coastal and Marine Ecosystems. Later in the show, we will have FAMU Interim President Dr. Larry Robinson here to discuss that important effort. And the HBCU View, a perspective from HBCUs around the nation. We'll hear from FAMU's very own Henry C. Talley, Dean of the School of Nursing. We'll be right back.
The best three decisions I've made are really marrying Shirley. By far. It's just been a great run. We've been to 91 countries. We've done literally everything we wanted to do, and we're still living this dream. Here we are at Epcot, Disney, with a collection is going to be seen by 30-some million people, and it's just the best thing that you could think about. Our son Khalil he just fills my heart because he is stepping into my shoes, and one day he'll take this. And with my mom and dad having been FAMUans and us being FAMUans, I tell everybody, no FAMU, no black middle class in the state of Florida in the Eastern Seaboard. And that's how important Florida A&M is to this country.
We're back with Discovery reporter Destiny Webster. Hi, Destiny. Now, FAMU has long ties with NOAA. President Obama appointed Dr. Larry Robinson to the top post within the agency, the first African American to hold this post. Now, this is the fourth time that FAMU has received this grant from NOAA, which means that the School of the Environment is certainly on the forefront of research and innovation. Can you tell us why that is, Destiny?
Well, Olivia, one of the many reasons the School of Environment has continued to reach and surpass the many milestones is due to the research conducted on a vast number of topics, like coral reef health, ocean acidification, and algae blooms.
And Destiny, these studies put FAMU on the forefront of uncovering economic impacts of fishing in this region.
Well, you're absolutely right. Florida is the fourth largest seafood producing state in the region, so any economic downturn will cause a ripple effect in Florida's economy severely.
And Destiny, this is why research is so important. Restoring the habitat creates jobs for fishermen, construction workers, and biologists.
Absolutely. The study not only covers coastal habitats in the state of Florida, but also Mississippi and Texas.
Destiny, I want to talk about a hot topic, and that's climate change. Now, there's been a lot of buzz around this subject, so can you tell us about the role that the School of the Environment plays into this subject?
Well, Olivia, you're absolutely right. The verifiable science tells us that climate change is important because it impacts our everyday lives, especially since back in 2015, that was the hottest year on record, and our global records go back to the 1880s.
That's more proof that the School of the Environment continues to break through the research landscape worldwide. When we come back, we'll talk with Interim President Dr. Larry Robinson about the significant and historical work of the School of the Environment. We'll be right back.
Where were you at 16? Going on your first date? Passing your driver's test? Or what about attending a university? Anyone?
Coming to FAMU at 16 years old has truly been a new experience for me. And one day, I hope to work with Lockheed Martin's Weapons Analysis and Design program. I believe that FAMU is where I'm meant to be.
That's pretty impressive for a 16-year-old.
Actually, I'm 17 now.
Discover what you can become. Visit discoverfamu.com.
This is the Gulf of Mexico. This precious system is the subject of the research that will be conducted by NOAA's Center for Coastal Marine Ecosystems. This system provides for the economic welfare of millions of people in the Gulf of Mexico and around the world. It is places where energy production occurs, it is a place where fishery occurs, it's a place where people live and cultural activities take place. This center, led by Florida A&M University, will help contribute to the preservation of this precious ecosystem for future generations to come. The NOAA Center for Coastal and Marine Ecosystems will be studying systems just like this one to determine the impact that it has on the economic stability of people in this region, as well as the impact that people have on this ecosystem. The faculty and students, and I must emphasize students who study under this center, will provide the data that can be used by NOAA and other agencies to provide the environmental intelligence to protect these systems for future generations. This is the reason we established the Environmental Sciences Institute at Florida A&M University over 20 years ago. The Institute is now the School of the Environment, which is responsible for producing dozens of young men and young women who have gone on to work at great places like the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the National Institutes of Health, the Environmental Protection Agency, a variety of state and city agencies, as well as universities, not only in the United States of America, but around the world. Their work will ensure that systems like this are preserved for future generations. We have been fortunate to receive over $30 million in funding from various agencies, in particular the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, to support the work of our faculty and these young people, which have elevated the university as a whole to a higher level with regard to its research standing among universities in the United States of America, which is really a remarkable accomplishment.
This is HBCU View, all the news from historically black colleges and universities around this great nation.
Florida A&M University has announced that Dean Henry C. Talley is the first man to lead the School of Nursing in the university's 130-year history. Talley, a retired United States Army Reserve Lieutenant Colonel and former founding director of Michigan State University's Nurse Anesthesia Program, comes to Tallahassee with professional stops at the VA Medical Center in Memphis and teaching posts at Arkansas State University and New York's Harlem Hospital Center.
FAMU happens to have been the first BSN program in the state of Florida. It is currently the longest continuous running BSN program in the state of Florida, and we're just trying to see if we can continue the legacy.
Dr. Talley, welcome to the Hill. 3 Clark Atlanta University students have been named University Innovation Fellows. The students are among 224 students from 58 institutions of higher education around the world. UIF is a global program at Stanford University which empowers student leaders to increase campus engagement through innovation, entrepreneurship, and design thinking. A new study from the Brookings Institute reveals that historically black colleges and universities, on average, nearly double the capacity of predominantly white institutions in helping minority and low-income students achieve higher socioeconomic status. Using data from the Equality of Opportunity Project, a formula measuring the admission and graduation rates of low-income students shows that HBCUs are among the nation's most effective institutions at helping the majority of low-income students achieve middle-income status after graduation. Last year, Florida A&M University ranked among the nation's top 100 institutions in helping students to break barriers associated with low-income earnings.
Hello, I'm John Thompson, Chairman of the Board of Microsoft Corporation, and a proud alumnus of Florida A&M University and its School of Business and Industry. If you're preparing to pursue an online MBA, please consider FAMU Online. It's a unique experience that certainly should drive the kind of value creation that I'm sure you would like to have in the marketplace. We'd love to have you join us at FAMU Online. Apply today. It'll be great.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of Discovery. On the next show, the road to Mars goes through FAMU. We'll tell you why. And FAMU's Carnegie classification has improved. We'll talk about what that means for research at the university. We'll see you next time.